Good morning, guys. So it is Tuesday, and normally I would not have duty today, but I had to take someone else's duty because they have a meeting, so I won't have duty tomorrow. But it kind of puts a damper on my plans just because, as you guys know, yesterday I had to leave early to take my son to his 12-month doctor's appointment, and let me just say, he cried so much. Like, he got 4 shots and then a prick in the foot to like check his iron and things like that, which everything came back normal for his iron, so I'm really glad about that. So I had to leave early, so I didn't stay to prep anything. Like, I mean, I'm prepped for today, but I just like to like triple check everything, if you guys haven't noticed. And I didn't get a chance to do that, obviously, because I had to leave early. And then yesterday in the morning, when I could have done it, when I found out that I had to do the duty, you guys saw that we were on inclement weather, so all my kids were in here about 10 minutes after I got here, and so I didn't get anything done in the morning either. So I'm just gonna try to get through today. I mean, I have everything I need, like the worksheets and everything. I don't know. I don't like being thrown off schedule. Like, I'm not like OCD or anything like that, but I just don't like being thrown off schedule, especially if it's not my choice. So right now I only have about 5 minutes before I have to go outside. I need to put my lunch pail into the fridge, because when I was coming in, I had a bunch of stuff that was in my hand, so I like didn't want to set it down and then take my overnight oats out and carry on top of everything else I was carrying, because I was scared I was gonna drop it. So I need to go do that. I need to go to the bathroom, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. As you guys know, I don't have lunch until pretty much 11:50, so by the time I get into the lounge, it's like 11:55. So I always try to go pee before school, because if I don't, I'll be going like 7 hours without going. So like from 5 when I get up all the way till 12. So yeah, I am kind of down today. I don't know. It's just not been a very good morning. But my kids will probably make it better. I am gonna go, and I will talk to you guys at specials. Although I do want to say that yesterday we didn't even get to the little noun book, because since it was a solar eclipse, for Writer's Workshop, we wrote about the solar eclipse and things like that. And I don't know where my morning went, because like we did Spalding, and then I did a read aloud, which I read A Bad Case of the Stripes, and we talked about like the author's purpose, and then we talked about like maybe the meaning behind the story. And I gave them a little lecture of like being themselves, and like don't worry about if people are different from you, or if they think something you like is weird. Don't make yourself stop liking things just because somebody else doesn't like them. Pretty much, like, I preached that to them so much. And I think that's where a lot of my morning went. Yesterday after Spalding and after stations, my principal came in to observe me, and it was right when we were transitioning. So I had just sat them down at the carpet, and they were being a little crazy, and I read Bad Case of the Stripes, so she saw that lesson, and she gave me feedback pretty quickly. Like, she just does it online on a Google Doc, and I was surprised, actually, like, because I mean, I'm not saying like I don't think I'm a good teacher. I do think I am, but I just feel like I always get observed when things could just go a lot better, and then I have lessons that go perfectly and nobody's here to watch me or to see them, which I'm sure every teacher feels like that. Like, sure, that's normal. But I was actually pleasantly surprised at my feedback that she gave me. It was really all positive. She said I went over the text structure. She liked my behavior management because, like I said, they were being a little crazy, so I had to have a few kids like come and sit by me. Like, I gave them plenty of chances, and then one had to sit by me, so she gave me positive feedback on that. She said she really liked the way I read, like my tone, when I was reading, my voice intonation. So it was pretty much all positive. It was all positive. So I'm really glad. I know this week in Spalding, because it's technically week 3 that we're doing, is supposed to be informative, but I was still reading a narrative, so I thought I was gonna get docked on that because on my lesson plans I put that we're doing week 3, which is when we start informatives, but I did not want to start the week with informative because I just wanted to make sure that they really knew what a narrative was. So when I was reading The Bad Case of the Stripes, I kind of thought out loud, like, I think this is a narrative because I see people in the story, and I think those are called, and then they would say characters, and I think that, I know what the setting is. Can someone remind me what the setting is? Like, what is the setting? And I had them talk to each other, so I had them talk to each other about those things, and then I had a few people share out. So she really liked that too. So today I am actually going to get into informative text. So we'll see how that goes. I hope it doesn't confuse them too much going from narrative to informative, but they gotta learn it. Anyways, I need to go. So I will talk to you guys at specials. So my kids are at specials, and I only have about 35 minutes left. I thought I heard somebody coming. Anyways, so I only have about 35 minutes left. I spent some time talking to my team lead about small group because that's another area that I feel like I could really improve on. And I was just letting her know, like, with my readers, the ones that know how to read, I know how to push them to the next level and like work on vocabulary and comprehension and things like that. But my really low kids are the ones that I really not really struggle with, but I feel that I could do a way better job with them. So she gave me some ideas on what to do, and I'm like, oh, I kind of do that already, so I guess I just want to do more, pretty much. And I did talk to my coach, and she let me borrow a guided reading book, so I'm gonna read through that. She told me she has another small group book that I could borrow, so I'm definitely gonna go get that too. But then my team lead told me that my coach is like an expert in small group and guided reading. She was like, all you have to do is just like set some time aside and she will do the PD with you. She was like, you will honestly feel so much better after you do it. So I'm definitely gonna look into that. And yeah, all I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna finish my GATE referrals. And if you don't know what GATE is, it's Gifted and Talented Enrichment. At this school, there actually is a gifted program. This is my 3rd school, and this is my first school that I've been at that actually has a gifted program, so I'm super excited. I really think that I have about 3 kids that are gifted, so I'm just filling out the paperwork because gifted or GATE testing starts next week. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna do, and I am also going to just pull out some things for our planning meeting. Our planning meeting is today after school, so I probably won't talk to you guys after school because I'll have to go to that, and last time it ended around 4:30, and I just felt like going home after. I didn't really want to like pop my video out and just talk. So today has been a pretty good day. The morning started out super rough. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, the morning started out super rough, and I don't know if it's because I left early yesterday or what happened. Like, they knew I was gonna be back today, so I don't know what happened, but this morning I had duty that threw my morning off, and then our morning also got thrown off because we have to go get our breakfast bins, and somebody took my class's breakfast bin. So I had a student go, and she came back and she said, our breakfast bin isn't there. So then I sent another student, and she came back like 10 minutes later, and she was like, they made me wait and stand there, but your breakfast wasn't there. So then I had to call the office, and I was calling the office literally for like 10 minutes. They're supposed to eat breakfast from 7:35 to like 7:50, and it was 7:50, and I was still trying to get a hold of the office because nobody was picking up. And finally I just decided to call the nurse, and I said, I'm sorry to bother you, but I've been calling the office and nobody's answering. I'm not sure if they're super busy or if like maybe they're just not in there. And I explained the situation, that my breakfast bins were nowhere to be found. So they made an announcement saying, Mrs. Gorey's breakfast bins are missing. Please check your bins, make sure your name is correct on them. And then I got a call back, and they were like, oh, somebody else took your breakfast bins, but we let the cafeteria know and they're making you new ones. So we had to wait for that. So then they were eating breakfast and they weren't done with breakfast till about 8:20. Mind you, I'm supposed to do Spalding from 8 to 8:35, and then at 8:35 we have like our small group daily 5 time, and then after that we finished Spalding. But my para came in early because she said she had 2 more of my kids to test, and then she was gonna have to go and test another teacher's kids that hadn't been tested yet with the QPS. So she came in early and some of them were still eating breakfast, and I was like, I'm sorry, like our breakfast bins were lost. And she's like, oh no, don't worry. So she only stayed and tested that one child and then she left. So I didn't have her for small group time, which I didn't know that was gonna happen. Like when she told me she had to go test other kids in another class, I thought she meant, you know, like early, because she came early, so I thought she meant she was going to test mine, then go test hers, and then come back for small group time, but that didn't happen. So our small group time was a little different because my kids were getting used to her being in here. And then my iPods died and I don't have the chargers for them. I asked for the chargers the other day and I still haven't gotten them. So yeah. So it was kind of a mess. And then we went to morning recess at 9:50, and after recess, I mean, it was like a complete 180. Like they were doing their work, I don't know, it was just totally different in a good way. And then they went to lunch, and then after lunch they got in a little trouble at lunch because we had inclement weather, and like I've mentioned before, inclement weather here means it's over 100 degrees or 100 degrees on the dot, and they can't be outside, which to me is a bit ridiculous just because it's Arizona and it is over 100 degrees every single day. In this part, I feel like where I work, they will only be able to play out at lunch recess probably October, November, December, January, because in February it starts getting super hot again. So I just don't like that, because then they go to lunch and then they have to sit in the classroom, and it just gets crazy because then my room buddies' kids also come in here, as I've mentioned before. And so I came in and they were all sitting with their heads down because they were being crazy. But I mean, I don't blame them. They didn't have recess. But then after that, we just got right to work and we worked all the way till specials, and they've done a really good job. So after specials, we're just gonna do the math daily 3, and I have to fit in science because now I changed my schedule so I could do the daily 3 when another para comes in. So I'm supposed to do science or social studies after lunch from 12:30 to 1:10, but we haven't been finishing our math. So I've just been extending it, and then we go to specials, and then we do math daily 3 after specials, and that para is in here till I think 2:40. So from 2:40 to 2:55, I need to fit in science, which I know is horrible because it's only 15 minutes, but it's just, I don't know. I can't fit it all. I don't really know what to say. I can't fit it all. Like Spalding takes forever. It's a really long program every single day, like with OPR, WPR, especially right now at the beginning of the year, that they're still like, you know, getting the procedures down and things like that, and writing, you know, I don't know. It's just taking a long time. So anyways, I need to cut this video off because I'm sure I'm over the 15 minutes already. So I'm going to have to edit it down for the video. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.